From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, November the 7th, 2018. We open with a number of Jewish winners last night in the midterm elections. They include Jared Polis, who is now the first Jewish governor of Colorado. Polis is also the first openly gay person to be elected governor in the nation. J.B. Pritzker will be the next governor of Illinois. Former synagogue president Jackie Rosen won a Senate seat for Nevada. Dean Phillips, whose grandmother was advice columnist Dear Abby, won a seat for Minnesota. Susan Wild for Pennsylvania. Navy Commander veteran Elaine Luria won a House seat for Virginia. Army veteran Max Rose won his House seat representing Staten Island, New York. Another Jewish military veteran, Lee Zeldin, held on to his seat in Congress, and Alyssa Slotkin won a congressional seat for Michigan. And some longtime Jewish members of Congress are expected to now lead a number of important committees in the House. It is believed that Gerald Nadler will head the House Judiciary Committee, Nita Lowey the Appropriations Committee, Elliot Engel the Foreign Relations Committee, and Adam Schiff the Intelligence Committee. Pro-Israel lobby AIPAC released a statement saying AIPAC applauds the election yesterday of a solidly pro-Israel Congress. At a time of intense partisan polarization, candidates from both parties overwhelmingly expressed their support for Israel's security and her efforts to reach peace with all of her neighbors. Israeli security forces came under fire last night as they were escorting Jewish worshippers to Joseph's tomb in the West Bank city of Nablus. Palestinian rioters threw firebombs at the soldiers and shot live fire at their armored cars. IDF troops used riot control measures as well as live fire to push back the riot. The Palestinian Wafa news agency said that 20 Palestinian rioters were injured in the clashes. Inside Joseph's tomb, Israeli soldiers found 2 makeshift explosive devices which were defused by sappers. Joseph's tomb is holy to Jews, Muslims, and Christians. Israel police last night awarded a posthumous Medal of Honor to Ari Fuld, the American-born Israeli who was murdered in a terror attack in the West Bank this past September. Fuld was honored for, despite his critical injuries, chasing down the Palestinian terrorist who had stabbed him moments before and shooting him before he himself collapsed and then later died. Fuld's actions prevented further casualties, and he was recognized with the Medal of Distinction. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will visit Austria at the end of this month to take part in a summit on anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism. This will be the first visit by an Israeli Prime Minister to Austria in over 20 years. Netanyahu's participation in the summit was announced with a video posted today by Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz, who linked the gathering to the upcoming 80th anniversary of Kristallnacht, which he said should remind Austria of its responsibility to fight anti-Semitism in all forms. Kurz said if Jewish people do not feel safe in many places in Europe in 2018, then this should not only make us think, but requires all of us to take action. Also referred to as the Night of Broken Glass, Kristallnacht was a Nazi-organized pogrom that took place from November the 9th to the 10th of 1938. In which 90 Jews were murdered, 267 synagogues destroyed, thousands of Jewish businesses vandalized across Germany and Austria, and 30,000 Jewish men arrested and sent to concentration camps. Israel's Yad Vashem Holocaust Museum launched a new exhibit online in honor of the anniversary called It Came From Within, detailing the experience of the Jewish communities of Germany and Austria before and during Kristallnacht, with artifacts and stories, many of which have never been told before. Well, the organizers of the Eurovision Song Contest announced today that singers from 42 countries will travel to Israel next year to compete in the international song competition, which will take place in Israel following Israel's win this year with the song Toy, performed by Israeli singer Netta. 36 of those countries will perform at the semifinals on May the 14th and 16th, with the grand final on May the 18th, all in Tel Aviv. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, November the 7th. At 7 o'clock, American Jewish historian Jonathan Sarna gives a historical perspective on anti-Semitism in America from Limud, New York, 2018. At 8 tonight, we are honored to televise a vigil of solidarity with the Jewish community of Pittsburgh, hosted by the American Jewish Committee. At 9, Zsuzsa Fritz of the Jewish Community Center in Budapest describes how she first learned she was a Jew at the age of 16 and talks about the resurgence of Jewish life in Hungary and more with Mark Gallup on L'chaim. At 10, Jewish cinema scholar Eric Goldman interviews Jewish-Hungarian author and screenwriter Gabor Shanto. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, November the 7th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.